Nicole Kidman is 57 years old and still manages to look flawless even in sweatpants. You look in the mirror and feel like something is dull. It is not age, it is something else, but you still do not know what. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Elegance does not fade with age. It evaporates when you stop paying attention. And the worst part? It is always the same 7 details that ruin everything. Small, invisible to you, but screaming to everyone else. You know that feeling of being well-dressed but still kind of sloppy? Like something is missing, but you cannot figure out what. That is not paranoia. It is real. And it has a name. The difference between looking unkempt and looking sophisticated is not the price of your clothes. It lies in silent mistakes that pile up, one here, another there, until your image screams, "I gave up," even when you have not given up on anything. If you want to regain that freshness, that presence that makes people look twice, not because you are trying too hard, but because you simply exist, subscribe now. Hit the bell, leave a like. Because when you finally understand what is sabotaging your image, everything changes. And I promise you, it is not what you think. The first mistake? It is probably in your closet right now, and you wear it every week without realizing. Mistake number 1, you are hiding, and everyone can see it. It is always the same story. You gain a few pounds, your self-esteem wavers, and suddenly your wardrobe becomes a collection of potato sacks with sleeves. You buy that oversized blouse, those shapeless pants, that dress that looks like a poorly sewn curtain. But here is the problem. You are not hiding anything. You are screaming insecurity. Julie Andrews can wear loose clothing and still look chic because she understands proportion. You are just floating inside fabric with no purpose. And yes, I understand the logic. If it is loose, it does not cling. True. But do you know what else does not cling? Elegance, presence, femininity. The body changes, that is a fact, so you need strategy, not camouflage. A flowy blouse works beautifully when paired with straight-cut, high-waisted pants. That soft knit sweater you love? Add a thin belt at the waist and done. Comfort transformed into sophistication. Show off your neckline, that part of the body that ages slowly and you completely ignore. Highlight your legs while they are still a strong point. But no, you would rather disappear inside your clothes as if you were apologizing for existing. Oversized is not elegant. Oversized is laziness disguised as comfort. The secret? Fit and proportion. 2 words that separate women who look careless from women who look powerful. And the second mistake? You make it every single day without noticing, and it is literally on your face. Mistake number 2. You turned comfort into a white flag. The pandemic made everyone think faded sweatpants were a lifestyle. You bought into that idea, so now you leave the house looking like you just woke up. And worse, you think that is authenticity. But here is the truth nobody tells you. Comfort is not synonymous with sloppiness. It is laziness disguised as self-care. You wear that sweatshirt with coffee stains, those crushed sneakers that should have been thrown out in 2019, those sweatpants that have lost all color and shape. And when someone gives you a funny look, you reply, "I am comfortable." No, dear, you gave up. Helen Mirren wears comfortable clothes and still looks like a queen. Do you know why? Because real comfort has intention. It has quality fabric, clean cuts, whole shoes. A pair of tailored stretch fabric trousers are as comfortable as pajamas, but look powerful. White sneakers can be your best friend, but only if they are clean and structured, not those beat-up ones you insist on wearing because they still fit. But you? You are confusing well-being with surrender. You leave the house wearing what you sleep in and call it casual chic. It is not chic, it is just too casual. The problem is not wanting comfort. It is not understanding that comfort still needs structure. That old sweatshirt screams one thing. I stopped trying. And everyone hears it loud and clear. The third mistake? It is destroying your credibility before you even open your mouth. Mistake number 3. Your accessories are giving you away. You put together the perfect outfit, chose the right clothes, got all ready. But then you grab that bag with peeling straps, those scratched glasses you can still see through, and that is it. Total sabotage. You do not notice, so you keep thinking you look elegant, but everyone else sees the details you ignore. Accessories are not extras. They are tell-alls. They reveal the truth about you that your clothes try to hide. Those dirty laces on the expensive sneakers? Scream carelessness. Replacing them takes 2 minutes and costs cents, but you would rather drag dirt on your feet. That expensive handbag you have used for 10 years without a single polish? Whispers surrender. And those giant 2000-era frames? They simply freeze you in time, while a minimalist, timeless frame would make you look effortlessly current. Anna Wintour has had the same haircut for decades and still remains relevant because her glasses are always impeccable. You? You are carrying a faded brand name bag thinking, a brand is a brand. Wrong. A worn-out label is worse than no label at all because it shows you once had money but now lack care. The problem is that you treat accessories like optional details when they are, in fact, your calling card. A well-kept silk scarf upgrades any basic look, but you keep yours crumpled at the back of a drawer and then complain that you have no style. And now the fourth mistake, this one is a favorite among those who think they are saving money, but only end up looking. Mistake number 4. You are stuck in 1998. Something happened to you that year. Maybe you received a compliment, maybe you felt powerful, maybe you were simply younger. And ever since then, you decided that was your style. Same hair color, same cut, same makeup. And look, I get it. We all do this. We cling to an old version of ourselves because it made us feel powerful once. But here's the problem. You became an aged replica of yourself, and with every passing year, the contrast between that frozen version and reality becomes louder. Yet you insist, this is who I am. No, dear. That was who you were. Do you know what separates women who age well from women who age stuck? Courage to change. Victoria Beckham is not wearing the same look she had in the Spice Girls, and look how she remains relevant. You? You are holding onto the hairstyle that worked back when the 1990s still existed. That hair color that is now too dark and hardens your face when softer tones would add lightness. That heavy foundation and pressed powder you have used for years is marking every wrinkle, but you ignore the fact that lightweight foundations and strategic highlighters rejuvenate. And those glasses you have had for 10 years? They date you more than any expression line. The problem is not nostalgia, it is refusal to evolve. That wardrobe full of bell-bottom pants and shoulder-padded blazers anchors you to the past while you could be sailing through the present. Life has transformed you, your body, your skin, your energy. Everything has changed, but you insist on wearing the uniform of someone you no longer are. And do you know what the cruel irony is? Updating your look does not make you look different. It makes you look like yourself again, the current version, not a ghost from the past. The fifth mistake? This one screams to the world that you gave up, and it is right there in your... Mistake number 5. You look flawless until someone gets close. From a distance, everything looks fine. Nice outfit, good posture, smile on your face. But then someone gets close, and the details start to scream. Chipped nails, foggy glasses, chin hairs you will wax tomorrow, loose stitches on the hem. You invested in the dress, so you thought you were ready. But you forgot that elegance lives in the millimeters you ignore. Do you know the difference between an elegant woman and an almost elegant one? 5 minutes of attention. Kate Middleton does not need luxury to look flawless. She needs consistent care. You? You spend an hour choosing clothes and 0 seconds checking if your shoes are presentable. A 2-minute checklist would solve everything. Clean glasses, whole nails, dust-free shoes, stitching in place. But you run out the door and later wonder why you do not look put together. The problem is that you think no one notices these little things. But everyone notices. Oily roots scream laziness. Poorly removed makeup whispers disorganization. And that chipped nail? It cancels out everything else. Cleaning your glasses daily, scheduling brow shaping and waxing as fixed appointments, not when you have time, turns care into a lifestyle, not an occasional accident. Taking care of these details is not vanity. It is respect. But be careful. The opposite kills too. Giant acrylic nails, overly tattooed brows, thick foundation trying to cover everything. Artificial is just as bad as sloppy. The secret is in the balance. Look cared for, not manufactured. Mistake number 6. You became a prisoner of the invisible audience. Every morning you open your closet and the first question is not, what do I want to wear? It is, what will they think? You choose the blouse thinking about your mother-in-law, the pants thinking about your friends, the shoes thinking about strangers' stares. So you leave the house well-dressed, but exhausted, because getting dressed has become a performance, not self-expression. This creates an anxious, reactive, soulless style. You are wearing clothes you do not like to impress people who barely notice. And the worst part? Your body knows. It tenses up, your face hardens, your energy gets heavy. Because you are not comfortable, you are under constant social audit. Diane von Furstenberg built a fashion empire with a simple philosophy. Dress like the woman you want to be. Not like the woman others want you to be. You? You are wearing the committee-approved version of yourself. and committees never created anything memorable. True elegance begins when you say no. No to pleasing everyone. No to justifying yourself. No to wearing what you should, and yes to choosing what makes your eyes sparkle in the mirror. Because when you dress for your own visual pleasure, something shifts. Your body relaxes, your face softens, your presence returns. You stop looking well-dressed and start looking like yourself. The goal is not external approval, it is internal coherence. Mistake number 7. You are screaming, "Look how much this cost," and no one is impressed. It happens all the time. You buy that handbag with the giant logo, that belt with the gold buckle the size of a plate, that dress full of prints shouting designer. You think you are showing success, so you leave the house thinking you look powerful. But here is the painful truth. You do not look wealthy. You look insecure pretending to be wealthy. Truly affluent women do not need to announce it. They wear things so discreet you barely notice, until you pay attention to the quality of the fit, the impeccable tailoring, the fabric that drapes like silk because it is silk. You are walking around like a billboard covered in logos, thinking that is refinement. Grace Kelly married a prince and still wore simple, clean clothes without a logo in sight. Do you know why? Because elegance is visual silence. It is about looking calm, not drawing attention. But you are covered in loud brands, so what people see is not style, it is desperate effort. The problem is that you confuse status with sophistication. That linen blouse with no visible tag cost more than your logo-covered dress, but no one knows. And that is exactly the point. Refinement whispers, insecurity screams, and you, dear, are shouting. Being elegant is not about how much you have, it is about how little you need to prove. Timeless pieces, clean cuts, neutral colors, zero show-off. That is real power. Now you know the 7 mistakes, but recognizing them is only half the journey. So stop hiding in oversized clothes. Proportion exists for a reason. Comfort is not an excuse for sloppiness. There is a difference between soft and destroyed. Your accessories are revealing secrets, and they are not pretty. You are no longer the person you were in 1998. Update your look or become a museum. And those invisible details? Everyone sees them. And finally, stop dressing for the invisible audience. 7 mistakes, 7 simple fixes. The difference between looking like you gave up and looking like you are truly living. Elegance is not about money. It is about decision. The decision to pay attention. The decision to respect yourself enough not to leave the house looking like a rough draft of who you are. Because here is the final truth nobody wants to hear. When you stop taking care of yourself, you are not relaxing. You are telling the world, and worse yourself, that you are no longer worth the effort. And you are. You have always been. If this video struck a nerve in just the right places, subscribe to this channel now. Leave a like. Because content like this does not appear magically. It exists to remind you that you are still here, still matter, and can still choose dignity every day. Dignity starts within, but if you cannot see it in the mirror, maybe it is time to clean your glasses. Literally. Comment. Which mistake was mine? I want to know which of these 7 caught you red-handed. Go on, be honest. We are all in this together. And if you want a second episode with the 6 habits of elegant women, write, I want part 2.